Hello, beautiful souls. How are you? I felt guided to share some information about how I have completely transformed my mental health by implementing a daily routine. And I wanted to share some of those habits and lifestyle changes that I have made that have completely transformed my energy, my outlook on life, and things that I believe that can help others. So bear with me. I'm going to go through a list of things, and yeah, I hope you hang in there to the end. It's going to be a good little video. So let's get started. So for one, I looked over my water because I drink 2 to 3 of these a day. So first thing in the morning, I wake up and I have my little key limes and I will slice it in half, and I do use filtered water, so I'll pour filtered water in here. The cleaner water the better. You don't want any tap water that has a bunch of fluoride, chloride, just a lot of chemicals. I personally taste them. Some people can't. However, cleanest water is preferred. So I use the lime it has an alkalizing effect in the body. So I will drink this first thing in the morning, no coffee. I completely cut out caffeine. However, occasionally if it's gonna be a really early morning, I will sometimes have a coffee. I prefer to go towards decaf because it still does have a small amount of caffeine in it. Just not the full amount. So, but for the most part, I do not implement or incorporate caffeine into my regular diet. It does induce stress, anxiety, because it raises your cortisol levels, which is your stress hormone. So we got rid of that, and just morning water, cold. It's something I look forward to, and I was originally told to add salt to my water, a little pinch of like Celtic or sea salt, and I started getting such a bad headache from that. And I did learn from what's his name? I cannot believe I can't remember his name, but it's the medical medium doctor. He will tell you that adding salt to your water will dehydrate your kidneys, and it'll dehydrate your kidneys. It's not good. And it was giving me a bad headache, and that's when I realized that's not the right way to go. You wouldn't typically go straight to the ocean and drink water. No, we filter it. And I noticed, if I go without squeezing just a little bit of lime juice in my water, I won't drink it as much, and I do find my body actually craving the lime in it. And just recommend the key limes. They're the more natural version. You have to watch out for GMOs. The bigger limes and lemons, they tend to be genetically modified, so you want to avoid that for the most part, because you want your diet to be the closest to nature that you can get it. Another thing, so I have my little notebook here. That's right. So I have like an invisible barrier between my bedroom door and the rest of my house. I live in a camper, so it's a house. But I will not allow any technology, no television, just a bunch of books, no TV. I said that. No computer, no phone, no television, just a bunch of books in my bedroom space. And like I said, I have an invisible barrier. It's like my phone will not cross that barrier. I do not bring my cell phone or any laptop, nothing into my bedroom. That is a sacred space. And I do live alone. But yeah, I tend to use that time for prayer, meditation, if necessary. I like to meditate outside, but I like to read. So if I bring my phone into my bed space, I'm sorry, I keep looking off to the side because this is one of my first videos I've made, and recording videos is not normal for me yet. So if I don't look directly into the camera, I'm sorry. I'm gonna work harder on that. So no phone in the bedroom. That has changed my life. So I don't have the blue screen. I mean, I'm no angel. Sometimes I will check my phone before bed. But charging it outside of my room has helped. Silencing it, do not disturb. Yeah, no phone in the bedroom. That's a strict rule of mine that I have. And so another one I just thought of, I'm gonna think of these kind of on the fly. I do have things written down right in front of me. However, I have some other things that okay, so in the mornings I will wake up, and right now I'm working on starting an online business. So I will wake up, little golf cart going by. We got neighbors. I'll wake up and I don't check my phone for the first hour or so. Try not to. I mean, I'm not perfect. But I have a microwave, and so when I walk out of my bedroom, usually the microwave will tell me the time. And I've always looked at the time as something that is imperative to living a normal life. However, I recently just changed the clock, the dial, to say 001. So when I wake up in the morning, I got bees. I'm not scared of bees, but I wasn't expecting that. I don't like to wake up and first thing see the time, because another habit and lifestyle change I've implemented is I will pull out my yoga mat, and I have a television in my living room. I pull out my yoga mat, I will light some Palo Santo, sage, incense. Sometimes I won't. Sometimes I'll just do a candle or with my water, always. I'll turn on a meditation music, energy cleansing music of some kind, or I'll put on a yoga video, morning meditation, flow, something that's just kind of light. Yeah, so that has helped me a lot. But not looking at the time first thing in the morning helps me to stay present, where I'm not focused on, I've already been here for 30 minutes, like that's enough time. No, I don't check my phone, so I don't know the time. I don't have the clock displayed on my microwave. I don't know the time. So I basically just go to YouTube. I'll find a morning meditation of some kind. Sometimes I just flow with my body. I don't always need that. I don't even need sound always. Sometimes I just wake up and I'll spend anywhere from an hour to 5 to 10 minutes, just depending on how I feel. This morning I started and I had some dishes in my sink, and so I did cut myself off a little bit early. I spent about 30 minutes on the yoga mat, but I couldn't go any longer because these dishes were driving me crazy. Anyway, I like to keep a clean space. That's a huge one for me as well. I like to have a space for everything. I like to keep a tidy house, clean. I always have to clean my dishes within at least like 24 hours. If they go longer than that, of course they drive me crazy. And the thing I thought to myself this morning was, I want to start purifying my house, as in I get it clean and prepared to welcome myself into the next day. So dishes done. Obviously that disrupted my yoga this morning. It was so frustrating, but I had to clean them. So dishes done and things just put away. Blankets folded on the sofa. What else? Just things put away on the counter. I like to keep everything in its space. I like to sometimes, like, if I see specks of dirt on the floor, I will freak out a little bit, and that's me. I don't think I was I don't think I was born OCD. I think I've just kind of, I mean, maybe a little bit. It sounds like it. I love a clean space, and I know when I wake up and my house is clean, I feel refreshed. No clutter. 10:10 on the clock. I will tell you a story. So yesterday I was cleaning. Imagine that. And my clock on my microwave says 001. And I actually had coffee yesterday morning, and that's a long story. I won't get into that. I had coffee yesterday morning, and that's so rare for me, but it was delicious, of course, but not today. It's my water. So I went to heat up my cup of coffee and when I pressed clear on the microwave, it said 11:11, and I just thought, I'm like, what are the coincidences? What are the odds of me like not looking at that clock, and the second I do clear whatever's on there, it says 11:11, and I stood there for a second looking at it like, wow, universe, that's kind of cool. And then it turned to 11:12 right when I was looking at it. So it was just the perfect timing. Yes. Cheers. I'm going to take a drink of this because honestly, my body does crave this. Just purified spring water and lime juice. It's my favorite. Yes. Okay. So I covered all of the morning routines. So I stretch. I mean, I call it yoga stretching. It doesn't have to be yoga. Truthfully, some mornings I'll wake up and I just go with my body, like stretch it out. I like to go for walks sometimes first thing in the morning, at least once a day. Sometimes I'll do it in the evening, but while I'm walking, I will I have tons of neighbors. You can't see them. I have the most amazing spot. There's a shed, there's a little RV right there. I'm in an RV park. It's so cute though. Right by the ocean. I'm so blessed. However, when I go for a walk in the mornings or in the evening, I will do arm stretches. So I'll do arm circles, I just like to have, I like to give my body a space for blood to flow and just things to I believe in energy cleansing. So while I'm stretching, sometimes, and this isn't easy, it takes time to implement these practices. These are just some of them that have really changed my life, and I've been healing focused for a while. So as I walk, I'll do my stretches, and either while I'm walking or while I am on the yoga mat, I will go through traumatic instances in my life where I either felt embarrassed, scared, traumatized, and I will sit there with that feeling, with that thought, and I will feel all of it. And as I'm stretching, I'm deep in a stretch, I just let it go. Through my breathing, I try to let it go. It's helped, I tell you. Another thing, I shout out to Infinite Waters. Most honestly, one of my favorite YouTube channels out there is Infinite Waters. He amazing. I came across a video the other day, and it was how to release karmic energy, something of that effect, and he gave me a mantra, and so I have been doing this and it's helped. It's amazing. There's the things that I've learned from this man, including the lime water. Thank you, Ralph. I love him. His energy is so pure, and you can just see it, and he doesn't edit his videos, and it's inspired me. He's inspired me. So I don't want to get too off track, but the reason I'm mentioning it is because he gave me an energy cleansing mantra that I will say. Yesterday I was, on a little cliff overlooking the ocean. I'm doing my arm stretches, and I will say out loud, I release any energy that is not serving me, and I return it to its rightful owner. That's what he taught me. That's the mantra. And I turned it into, I release any energy not serving me, and I return it, I release any energy not serving me, and I return it to God, asking God, the universe, source, love, to transmute it into love. Any anger, pain, whatever, just transmute it, transform it into a different form of energy. Anyway, and I did set an intent for these YouTube videos, and I would like to contribute to raising the vibrational frequency of our planet, of our human species. So, okay, I got off track a little bit, but next on my list, so purity ring. I'm glad I wrote this down because I don't talk about this with a lot of people, and this was something I did. So I used to, and I do implement Christian practices into my life. However, I have beliefs that the Bible will not teach, and Christians say not to do yoga, etc. And I'm more of a free spirit and a free thinker. I mean, don't get me wrong, I actually started a Bible study group the other day because I do love to study the Bible and the Word of God, supposedly. However, I do believe that God will speak through all of us, every one of us. So, that may be some of the words of God, but not all of them, in my opinion. So and this is my ring, has a cross on it. So this is my promise to myself and to God to stay celibate, abstinent until marriage. I don't want to get too big into detail with that. I did this back, I want to say it was the end of 2023. December 2023 is when I kind of had it was almost like a ritual, or like, I was a really big Christian back then, and I did believe, Jesus is the creator of the universe. And some of me still believes that, and I do pray to God. However, I don't believe in the separateness of God and I. So I believe that I am a microcosm, if you will, of the God source energy. I believe, I'm not going to get too distracted. So I'm not going to get too distracted. That'll be another video. Okay. Purity ring. Just not having intercourse with men or women. No people. Yeah, it helps me protect my energy and not participate in activities that are going to, one, lower my vibrational frequency, but also just cause pain down the road. So yeah, you can do with that what you will. It has saved my life in a lot of ways, and it's protected me. It's just a beautiful thing that has really, really served me well. I protect my energy. No boys allowed in the bedroom. And boys. I'm like in my late 20s, so no men. Yeah. So letting go of judgment of others and myself. This has taken so many years to master, and I really don't feel like I judge myself, or I don't feel like I judge others, but when it comes to judgment, we are our harshest critics. There's a song, Creature Canyon, called it's by Creature Canyon, called Mirrors, and it's one of my all-time favorites. And the chorus goes, it's the only thing I see, I am my own worst enemy. That's beautiful. The song is great. I highly recommend it. So letting go of judgment of myself and others, and by doing that, one way I've come to do that is I will implement practices that that advocate for self-love, or maybe not advocate, but implement self-loving practices, such as the ones I've mentioned so far. I have a few more. Okay, so yeah, I mentioned how I am turning my life, my career path into business. So I do spend a lot of time at home, But the way I got here is I was working as a lab tech. I do have a bachelor's. I was putting away 20% of my paycheck immediately. And I had that kind of, they gave me the option to do that when I started with the company. My body's like, more please. Of course. So 20% of my paycheck would go straight into savings. And then honestly, I would try to put more than that. I would get paid, and I would get paid weekly. And even if you're paid bi-weekly, I mean, if you're working, I was working 48 hours, 48 hours a week, overtime even. So it was good money. I just, I saved a lot, and I encountered some health issues where not only that, the schedule was kind of wacky. They wanted us to work nights and then days. So I'd work, I didn't get to this point because I wasn't about to do that to my body. I really do have so much appreciation for my circadian rhythm, because the second the sun goes down, I'm like, it's bedtime. I didn't allow myself to get to the point where I was working nights, but I was with the company for a while, and I put away so much of my savings that when it came time for me to let the job go, I didn't feel uncomfortable about the decision. I didn't feel like I couldn't feed myself or pay rent. I put away savings. That's my recommendation to you. Immediately, like the second you get paid, put away the savings and don't touch it. It's not easy. I mean, it's tempting, but you have to also eliminate all shopping habits. I mean, you have to go ahead and kind of look at your inventory and decide that what you have in your house, in your possession, is enough. So eliminating shopping habits, unnecessary shopping habits, spending habits, super, super helpful. Yes. So 20% is my number, and then some, because sometimes I'll get paychecks, so I'm like, I don't need all of this. I don't need to spend all of this in 1 week, because if I did, I need to save. Honestly, once you start saving and you start seeing your savings grow, it becomes addicting. You're like, oh my gosh, I have this much money now? Wow. And it's different for everyone, but no excuses. Okay. So let's see, grounding. If you're not familiar with what grounding is, it is a meditation technique in which you get your bare feet or hands, just your body. You take off your shoes, of course, and you put them in the grass or the ocean or a lake. Grass. I mean, honestly, I'll even go and I'll touch trees. I'll hug trees. I am a tree hugger, quite literally. So the science behind it is that there are a bunch of free electrons on planet Earth, and when we wear shoes, it separates us from the abundant energy source that planet Earth is. So there are free electrons on the surface of the planet, and when you come in contact with it, with your feet, hands, whatever, you are absorbing these electrons. And there's a whole documentary on it. Why can't I think of names? It's called Earthing, I want to say. And it might be free on Netflix. I'm pretty sure it is. Watch it. People, have healed mental diseases, depression, anxiety, just by, I recommend, if you're gonna go for a walk in the forest, if you feel safe. I come from an area where I would just leave my phone in my car, leave my car unlocked. Don't stalk me. I'm not gonna tell you where I am. It's probably obvious at some point because I am an open person, but I was in a very safe place, I felt like. So I'd leave my phone in my car, take off my shoes, put them in my car, And I'd go for a barefoot walk in the forest, and I always felt so safe and comfortable there, luckily. So maybe another lifestyle change you can make is moving to a safe and healthy place where you don't feel scared. Yeah. It's really sad that we have to endure that, but it's the nature of the beast, you know. The beast, I don't know what that means. I guess by beast I mean urbanization. You know, you have good people, pure, loving individuals, and then you have hateful, angry, evil people. And I'm just gonna draw you a picture. I might already have it in here, but I'll draw it regardless. You know, you have the light, which is the loving part, and then you have the dark. And there's a reason why this is such a popular, I feel like I'm being kind of silly by doing this, but I love visuals. You know what that is? It's the yin and the yang. It looks awful. I'm such an artist. No, you can't have the light without the dark, honestly. Because if we didn't experience the dark, we wouldn't even know what the light is. Right. Oh man, I closed my list. That's okay, I can find it. There it is. So, if you are in Alaska, I am so sorry. If you are in a place where there is a long period of darkness, I am so sorry. Leave. Because sunlight, getting at least 20 minutes of sunlight a day will, I read somewhere that it will turn on a mechanism in your body in which it'll heal your body, right? It releases melatonin. It gets your body on a proper circadian rhythm where you are awake when the sun rises and asleep when the sun sets. So get some sunlight, even if that means stepping outside, taking off your shoes, sitting in the grass for 20 minutes, or get a towel, lay it down on the grass if that's your thing. I do it. I just sit in the sun. I'll have music playing. Oh yeah, so speaking of music, when I was in high school, I'm not gonna use names, artist names. I don't want any haters. There's not a lot of them, I don't believe. I'm not on this kind of channel. And if there are, then what's up? Turn into a lover, because honestly, you need to stretch, you need your water, you know, you need to implement these habits so you can become a lover. That's the point. There are rap artists that will sing about disgusting things. That is the mainstream music industry. I don't even turn on my radio. It's so bad. There's a song out there called Womanizer. Just all these things that are promoted as normal. Duh. It's not, y'all. It's not. And I mean, we have an overdose over here with one rapper, and then we have you know, just, it's a mess. Mental health issues are prevalent in the music industry and in Hollywood. There's so much wrong with those industries because those people aren't taking care of themselves, and they're advocating a lifestyle that is actually not serving them, or people who are tapping into their energy, and they're hurting themselves and others, and it's really sad to see. It's sad. So let's not do that. As far as music goes, I recommend this is what I do. So I have a music app on my phone. And basically listen to positive music, right? That's my advice to you. Listen to positive music. That, for me, the way I started to find really positive, upbeat music that didn't talk about drugs and alcohol. I mean, I know, like, you're not gonna find the perfect, you might, if it doesn't have words. No one's perfect. But then again, we are all perfect just the way we are, so both are true. I mean, it's like, sometimes I feel like there's a level of perfection that people can reach. However, we can always look at ourselves and say we need to be this more perfect. But when you realize that time is not a real thing, and you know, self-care, what am I trying to say? We're all perfect the way we are in the moment in which we are existing. Point blank. Yeah, listen to positive music. So the way I started to develop or discover a genre that really resonated with my vibrational frequency is when I think of, it's a meditation technique. When I think of a happy place, I think of myself at, I mean, maybe like the beach, maybe the beach on a surfboard and in the sun and with a bunch of like good friends, you know, who are also very loving and positive, healers, whatever. So I will put myself in this meditative state, and when I find a song that like kind of brings me to that space energetically in my mind, I not only want to go and do that thing where I'm just my happiest self, but it just puts me in a really positive, energetic space. So I do, when I find music, I'm like, okay, am I at the beach right now, or am I in my bed, you know, spending the afternoon hiding away from the world? So I have to ask myself that. So if you find music and it puts you in a state, I mean, anyway, just listen to more positive music. And that, even if that means changing up your genre, I just don't recommend music that advocates for sex and drugs, alcohol. I am fully sober, and I will say it took me a while to get here. I mean, I had a period of time when I was younger. I started drinking. I mean, I didn't drink heavily, but my first drink was when I was maybe 16, 17, possibly younger. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I stopped, and I love it. Alcohol will actually lower your vibrational frequency. It consciousness, what am I trying to say? It lowers your frequency. I can't think right now. It's okay. Don't drink. It really does. It's a natural depressant is what I'm trying to say. And it'll lower your consciousness. It will, it's a natural depressant in the sense that it makes you sadder than the opposite. I did have a period of time where I dabbled in other, you know, recreational things. I've been all over the map, but not really, but naturally, I should say. I want to make that very clear. Keeping it natural is super important. So, but for me, I don't partake in drugs, alcohol. What am I trying to say? Let's see. I feel like there's something else I'm missing. That's okay. Caffeine is one of those things. Just any kind of stimulants. Just when you're trying to heal your body and you come into a natural state of being where you don't need outside substances to like fulfill you, it transforms you. I will say, lots of water. I do, another one I have written down is intermittent fasting. So, first thing I wake up, and my body knows this, and it takes me a while. It takes a while to get to this point where you are intermittent fasting. Not only that, I have been in the process of transitioning to a plant-based diet. And so, I'll get into that, but plant-based and intermittent fasting. So, my body already knows I'm not hungry for the first 5 hours of the day or so. I mean, I don't typically have my first meal until the afternoon. I get up, the first thing the sun rises, I'm awake. Sometimes I will journal. I'll write down self-affirmations. There's an example in here I wrote the other day, possibly in here, but I remember writing I am abundant, I am living my best life, etc. I can make another video on that, of course. I love y'all. I'm not done yet because I have a few more to talk about. Yeah, so don't eat, or try not to eat until your body, when you let your body dictate when you let your body and mind dictate your state of being, that's when you're in a state of, you're basically out of control. Because, there are periods of time, right now, I feel a little bit hungry, but, let's see, it's almost 11 o'clock in the morning. I feel a little bit hungry, but I know that if I were to stretch out and just drink plenty of water, it could be thirst. I haven't drank my whole bottle. So I just try to allow, or I try to just tell my body who's in charge, My brain tells me right now that I want food, right? I could go in, I have some watermelon in my fridge. That sounds lovely, of course. But it's not, there's a lot to that as far as intermittent fasting goes and self-discipline. So, and it's not healthy. I don't like to use that word. It's not natural for your body to expect to eat all day the second it's hungry. It's good. I learned that being hungry actually starts to feel good, because when you're hungry, you enter a state of autophagy where your cells are functioning optimally. They're cleansing, they're reviving themselves, they're rejuvenating, they're cleaning out, and the water flushes everything out. So many things behind that, but that is another practice. I tried not to get distracted in this video, and I'm sorry. I have let's go. I love y'all and thank you for watching. Okay, so another thing is, and this is not, I'm not a doctor yet. Maybe one day, right? We'll see. I don't really want to be a doctor because that means I have to comply with the governmental regulations, and that's not who I am. I do things by my own book, not by the government book, sorry. So, I will say though, I did recently consult with a psychiatrist for a lot of reasons, but I did ask her specifically to put me on antidepressants, and I almost feel, it makes me feel really weak, like I gave up. The truth is, we just came out of our winter season. I haven't had a lot of sunlight. I did have a root canal removed. It was a failed root canal, and my energy was depleted. So I was in bed for weeks after quitting my job, so down, and yeah, I wasn't, not down, but I just had no energy because I had a decaying, rotting tooth in my bone. So I recently just went to the doctor and said, hey, I need help getting back on my feet. So I wanted to mention that because it's totally normal and acceptable to reach out for help. And, you know, for me, like, do I feel a little weak when I do that? Absolutely. Because I'm not always inclined to stay on prescription drugs because, like I said, I don't particularly prefer relying on outside substances to heal my body. However, I needed to get back on my feet. I will say though that if I go one morning and I don't take that little 5 milligram pill, I get a really bad headache, and that is an indicator that I'm already to the point where I'm going to start weaning off of this drug. My mom might watch this and she might actually freaking kill me. Of course I'm being dramatic. She's not going to kill me, but she is not going to be happy with me. My family, they're very much like, whatever the doctor says is the facts, and bless their hearts. I feel like there's just so much more to the story because, you know, that their focus is money. It's absurd. Yeah, so I'm already gonna start. I don't even think I took my little pill today, and I could feel like my head's kind of hurting a little bit, and I'm going to start taking one every other day, wean off of it. And I'm probably just gonna stop seeing my doctor. I mean, I will check in with her if it becomes necessary, but I'm that kind of person. It's just if you're a drug dealer, as far as pharmaceutical drugs go, I'm not going to take your advice. I made the conscious choice to do this. You know, I've been on other medications that supposedly help me. I always come off of them. I'm hoping my mom does not watch this. No, she won't. And she does, you know. Hi, Mom. I'm a rebel child, but in the best way. Totally. So, I think I got everything out that I wanted to talk about. I have my music playing in the background right now, and honestly, it's just the vibe. It is, I want to go to the beach now. That's how I feel. Like, I want to go to the beach now. Like, I just love positive, upbeat music that really just raises my frequency and just, like, puts a smile on my face. As far as artists go, I will recommend Still Woozy. They're so freaking awesome. I got Glass Animals. I think they became a little popular with the heat waves. That's what's up. But before that, I love music. I swear. I have a, one thing I did not mention. I'm not trying to waste your time here, and I'm sorry. I'm going to go off on tangents. Not on purpose. But I will say the last thing I did not mention was chasing my dreams. That is the biggest one, in my opinion. So, and by doing this, I purchased a guitar. I've been learning guitar. I love it. Chasing my dreams as far as doing the things I've always wanted to do. I have a guitar. I like to practice. And then the other day I bit the bullet, and it wasn't that bad. Luckily, I thought it was gonna make a big chunk out of my bank account, and it was a relief to make this purchase because I bought a surfboard. Amazing. I should have had one like a long time ago. Not really. I'm joking. Everything happens in its own time and the way it's meant to. There is a divine order and plan to the universe. I fully believe that, and I hope you I hope you come to a space in which you believe that and can feel that. So yes, I bought a surfboard, and luckily for beginners, you know, you don't want to buy a what is it, the poly. I bought a foam surfboard. You know, it's a beginner surfboard, 9-foot beginner's foam surfboard, and I thought I was gonna spend way more on this boat than I did. So that's just a couple examples of chasing my dreams. But also, I mean, I have like a social media account, and I don't use social media. This is another thing I will mention. This video is getting a little long, but I hope it really helps you. That's my intent, is spreading love, positivity, healing practices, etc. So, you know, you've heard the term doom scrolling. For one, I never downloaded TikTok. I don't have an account. God bless. Thank goodness, right? I don't have a TikTok account, but I use Instagram. However, when I find myself doom scrolling, I actually physically delete the app from my cell phone. So right now, the only app I have is YouTube. I do spend time outside. It's a little chilly outside, so I can't go to the ocean right now. But I mean, that's an excuse. I totally can. It's just in fact, I might. They'll be like, "What's that chick in red lipstick doing?" I'll take it off, of course, but yeah, that might be my day today because it's so gorgeous. But yeah, I purchased a surfboard, guitar. Other than that, just implementing practices like actually, honestly, stretching. And I stretch. I didn't mention this. I stretch every morning and every night. I pull up my yoga mat. I almost said surfboard. That would be funny. I pull out my yoga mat every morning and I put it away and get my house all tidy. And then I pull out my yoga mat at night. I do some stretching. The night stretch is a little bit shorter, but the morning stretch, I will go like an hour into stretching. And I don't even know anymore because I don't have a clock. I don't even look at the time. Like, I just do it. I listen to my body. So implementing a stretching practice has really helped me. And then just any kind of exercise, walking. I am still gaining strength. I mean, the other day I was doing yoga, and I noticed, this is for the first time in a while. So I noticed that getting my heart rate up and like breathing heavily and challenging my body felt so good. Usually lately, with my health being not so great, because of that tooth. Anyway, yeah, you know, the second I started feeling a challenge, I'm like, okay, I have to stop. And it's good to listen to your body because you don't want to overexert yourself unless you have the capacity to do so. So, I love y'all. I'm gonna stop there, but chase your dreams and set an intent for your day. That's what I did this morning. I want to start doing that, and I'm hoping to make a daily video. We'll see, but that's the goal. So, neighbor. Yeah, I got my table all moved. It's typically facing all the other little campers, and I have a spot where I have trees. It makes me so happy because I will just bring out a towel, and I think it was yesterday, no freaking crap, I went and talked to that tree, and there's another one right here. I went and talked to these trees. Spirit told me to do it. The universe told me. I was trying to figure out like what to do for a second, and then I heard tree. I'm like, I gotta go talk to the trees and give them hugs. Oh my gosh. Alright, well that was fun, guys. I hope that helps you. Save that money. 20%. Just put it away. Don't even think about it. At least. Or try to. I mean, try to. Do your best, of course. Everyone's doing their best, and I'm not saying you're not. we're all doing our best, and I will be sending y'all lots of love and positive energy. And my videos in the future probably won't be this long, but this is like a howdy kind of video. I am Texas, y'all. So if that howdy word slips, I apologize. It is a little unique. It took me a long time to say it. Because I love Hawaii so much, I'll say mahalo. I love y'all. Peace.